See, today I had to pull out the king size cup of coffee. I had one of those times where couldn't fall asleep. My new norm is to fall asleep about 4 o'clock in the morning. I'd like it for not to be my new norm, but it is my new norm, and I'm just going to go with it. But I know a nap will be someplace in my future this afternoon. We had frost on the windows this morning, so we had to do a little scraping off of the frost. It has since dissipated very quickly, but we're off to church. Are we doing the highway?
Yes, sorry. It's
Only 7 minutes. Just wait for it. You're going to hear her say it. See, I told you she was going to say it. And no, it is not Christina driving. It is Mama driving. But again, she's going to sit there and tell me it's only 7 minutes as I'm sitting there going,
It's more than 7 minutes to get there, but it's only 7 minutes on the highway.
yeah,
But it saves like 8 or 9 minutes
Yes.
to get to church.
Still the point that I have to get through the 7 minutes that it takes to get through on the highway. So anyway, I really want to thank you. We did receive some super chats last night on the live, and some of that will go to the family relative handling Patty's final expenses because she did not have life insurance. So it'll just help just a little bit with those expenses. So everybody that did give last night any kind of super chats, because we were talking about grief, just so you know, they that will be going towards that, and we appreciate it very much. So I hope everybody is doing well this morning. I'm just tired, but going to church, gonna come home and have a nap. It's a beautiful day out. It's chilly this morning, but it's a beautiful day. And I hope you are having a beautiful day today. But last night, the past 2 lives have been about grief. And I really found it helpful for me as somebody that's going through it to realize that a lot of what I'm experiencing is perfectly normal. And I think that there's great tools in that to be able to look as you're going, hi Kristen, that you're going, through it in your life, to have tools in order to help somebody and assist them through the grieving process. So I would encourage you, hi Elena, to go look at that live, go read the article, maybe even save the article so that when you're going through that, right, you can have some tools, to in your back pocket to be able to help somebody through. The next live, well, we're going to be doing some other lives this week, but the next movie live that we're going to talk about is a movie, and I have to actually sit. I found the book on YouTube, which I'm very thankful because I need somebody to read it to me. It'll take me forever if I try to read it myself. On the movie called The Walk to Remember. So that's going to be our next discussion because it is based on a somewhat true story and the author's experience with his own sister. And I can really relate to that movie on so many different levels. Hey, Jaden. So many different levels because I felt like the girl in the movie, even though thankfully I never had to deal with cancer or anything like that. But I also can relate to the girl in the movie because that's how I felt. The girl that wasn't the popular one, was the loner, but wished that the cute guy would have asked me out, right? And the guy in the movie is cute and he's kind of this bad boy, until he kind of gets a little bit, influenced by her and he changes his life. And, that in truth, hi Mon, in truth, that did, happen to this young man that was with this gentleman who wrote the book. I think it's Nicholas Sparks that wrote the book. So I can watch that movie over and over again and never get tired of it. I watch it every once in a while, and I just always enjoy it. It's just such a sweet story. We're on the highway. It's only 7 minutes.
Only 7 minutes.
That's what she keeps reminding me of. I'm too tired to fight it. But anyway, so it's a great story. So that's going to be our next movie thing.
Check reported ahead on I-71 North.
Another movie that I would like to talk about is, what is it? It's called Fly Away Home, and that is also based on another true story. It's another one of my favorite movies. We're going to talk about that one time. And the picture that I use for our thumbnail, and I'll probably still make it somewhat, is a picture of a family relative that's no longer here with us. She was actually killed in a car accident, but she did that. One time she was doing, and I've always wanted to learn how to do that, and maybe one of these days I'll get around to it when I get caught up with blankets. But it's where you take the little nails and put them in the wood, and you take the string and then you go around and make the beautiful designs. Well, she was doing that for a while, and I asked her to do the picture you see of this little flamingo. And my mother fell in love with this little flamingo called
Haleakala.
Thank you, because I'm not awake enough, nor I've had enough coffee to say that. Hi, Joshua. How are you? And just so you know, my husband is Joshua, and he spent time in Germany when he was 6 years old. So he knows just a little bit of German. And he spent a year over there when he was 6. But that's a picture of this little flamingo that she just fell in love with. And she's not stopped getting flamingos from us. In some way, I find a way to bring a flamingo in every Christmas. This year, she needed a new teapot because we have our afternoon tea. So I got her a teapot. And then when I was ordering that for Christmas, I also saw this. No, he's at home. He's a little under the weather. Mom was driving. So I found this little yes, his mother served in the military, and at that time his stepfather did, and so he was over there for a year when he was 6 years old. Very funny. Anyway, trivet, and it's in the shape of a flamingo. So I find a way to throw a flamingo in somehow every Christmas. And she's like, I just wanted the one. And I'm like, sorry. So anyway, it's a really cute story. If you go and look up Haleakala, right?
Haleakala is the name of a state park, or some kind of a park in Hawaii. But the little flamingo, I think, was from the Columbus Zoo.
Yes.
And it's just a cute story.
Yes.
And about this baby flamingo. I'm sure you can find it somehow.
You can find it on YouTube if you type in the name. So anyway.
Haleakala with flamingo, because
yes,
it's also a name of a park.
Yeah, and so this just this flamingo's very happy. If you look. It's a really cute story, so I thought it's Happy Sunday. Let's just put it up. Mary is an overachiever, so get more flamingos. I was like, okay, I just wanted the one. I find a way to throw in a flamingo every Christmas, but I found a trivet that looked like a flamingo through Walmart, and I got it for her, and it's a really cute flamingo. She doesn't like ones that, she wants ones that look nice, not the ones that look kind of characterish. So forth. Josh did a diamond painting. When we first started doing diamond painting, he did a flamingo for her. And so we find little ways of putting flamingos in somehow, some way. So it just happened to be on my phone because I follow a channel called I forgot what they're called now, and or not channel, but it's a business, and and so they were asking to name this little new flamingo they got, not a real one, but like a pet one, like a puppet one. And I said, I've got to put in for this name. Maybe they'll get it. So anyway, we'll see if we win that one. But anyway, so I hope everybody is having a great day today. But that's going to be another movie we're going to do, is talking about Fly Away Home, because that is also based on a true story. That's another one of my favorite. I have a lot of favorite ones, but I like a lot. I don't watch a lot of the new stuff. It's not based on a true story, but if you're looking for a movie, since we're on movie titles, if you're looking for a movie to watch, another really cute one is New in Town. That one's a really good movie, and I have that one, and I could watch that one several times. I recently watched it, and New in Town is another really good movie.
Cool Runnings is another one.
Yep, Cool Runnings. We can do that. That was another one of my favorites. When Cool Runnings came out, I latched on to that movie, and at that time they would have them in the movie theater, and so it winded up in the Dollar Movie Theater, and I actually went and saw that several times at the Dollar Movie Theater by myself, right, and enjoyed it. We're getting off this highway. Yay! Only 7 minutes.
I think we passed the traffic all the time.
Thank goodness. Mary, you're so clever. I bet you could dent a flamingo. I probably could, but I'm not trying. And I think if I did a flamingo blanket for this woman, she would absolutely clobber me.
Yes. I have so many blankets.
Yes.
I can't use them.
Yeah, so we won't attempt that one. Yeah, Cool Runnings is hilarious, but it's also based on a true story. And so I want to do that one. Fly Away Home, if you haven't seen that one, that's a really good movie. It's also based on a true story. There's the one about the woman who did the first swim across the English Channel. I'd like to do a story on her, and they made a movie out of that. We did The Keeper, which if you all haven't gone to see that live or gone and saw the movie, it's on YouTube. It's excellent. And that was a great one to do. So this is 2 weeks today. That couple, it's 9 o'clock here. So it was figuring out. My math teachers would be very impressed with me, just so you know. It was about 10 hours from now that Patty went to be with Jesus. So today is 2 weeks. It feels like years ago. It literally feels like centuries ago. I took a moment last night because I was having my normal trouble falling asleep till 4 a.m. in the morning, to go back to the live that I did the day after Patty passed. And I'm really glad, even though that was I didn't do a live, I did a devotion. But it was a really hard devotion to get through. But I'm really, really glad I did it. Because I saw myself and I thought, even when right now I don't feel like I've gone far, I still am sad. I still am. I'm not as emotional as I was that first day. And it's just going to take time. One step, one thing at a time, and I'll get there. But I realized just how far I've kind of come. When I don't feel like I've come very far in the grieving steps, I feel like I've only taken maybe one step. I really have taken like 10 steps. Because I look at myself that first day, that first Monday, and I think, I look so beaten and so tired, so exhausted, so emotional. realized I have come a little further than I thought. And that was a good reminder. And I listened to the entire devotion um, to go through. But I'm so glad that I did that to see how far I've come. So, like I said last night, whenever anybody is grieving, let them go at their own pace. You know, let them do it however they need to do it, whatever they need to do to honor that person. Let them honor them. Uh, she's going to be always, in one way or another, part of who made this person. I've had such strong women in my life. I really have. My mom, my aunt. Um, I loved her. She was an amazing woman who had real struggles in life because she had gone through some pretty difficult times in her life. Bless her. May now she be with peace and no more pain. She is surfing in the sky with God and probably getting everyone to learn to surf or doing her nails and hair. Probably. She's probably also bugging my dad. I think of, my dad never wanted to admit it, but he was very much like his sister. They were as busy bees. It just, bzz, bzz, bzz. They had energy for days. And even on days when she would sit there and say, I'm going to chill, I'm not going to do anything, she would still be doing stuff. She had a very hard time relaxing, right? And ever sitting still. My dad had the same thing. It was like, where's all this energy coming from? Bzz, bzz, bzz. He was all over the place. And so they were very much alike. They had a lot in common. And they would often clash. She'd get frustrated with him. He'd get frustrated with her because they were very much alike in their personalities, even though they didn't want to admit it. So, yep, they are. They are up there. I know it. But they're now dealing with one thing that the both of them struggled with, and that was they both dealt with anxiety tremendously. They both had issues on a level with anxiety, and that is both gone from them. They don't have that. And that came from a very, very difficult childhood for both of them. They both had different struggles in their childhood, but they got through it, right? She didn't she was saved, but like I talked about in the devotion that came out, it'll come out like at 10 o'clock this morning for yesterday. Even though she was saved, she still struggled with drugs and alcohol. She didn't stop until she was in her 50s, so she went to a place and got healed. Where she dealt with her pain and she dealt with things, and then she went back to that place and ministered to those ladies within the place that she was at because she had been there. She knew what it was like to be addicted to drugs and alcohol, and so she could minister to those women within that place, and they grew to just love her. She became a fixture there. So, yeah, she used to cut their hair and talk with them. And when we had family dinners for holidays, she would go to breakfast there for holidays. And then when we moved, that was a tremendous support system for her. She would go for breakfast and then she would go for dinner and she would be around these wonderful ladies. A lot of them became her friends. And it was an amazing place that she could minister to. But again, she had been there. She had gone through it. So she knew what it was like, right? And so I think of my struggles within my life thinking God is going to use them to help other people. Remember our 5s that we're going to start putting in the chat means that the candle's lit, even if it's just in your head virtually. If you're lighting a real one, blow it out. But light it in your head. Just light that candle and know nobody needs to suffer in silence. And we're all here for each other, right? So we're almost at church. I'm going to say thank you for joining me for this little drive to church with me and Mama. And remember, be proud of being yourself. Everyone else is taken. God loves you just the way you are. We got you covered. Thank you so much for having us covered. And keep crocheting that connection. No crochet hook required. And remember, today is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad it is. We will see you on the next one. And take care, everybody. Have a blessed day. Love you all. Bye bye, everybody.